Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show today, guys. Trump is the president of the United States of America. He's officially been sworn in. A lot of stuff is happening right now, but I want to get to the meat and potatoes of what is about to happen because now he has said he's declaring a national emergency. I want to show you this, guys, because this is big news. So with declaring a national emergency, this is from NPR. They're on the left, so you know I'm not just trying to show you some right-wing newspaper. No, he's declaring a national emergency, and there's a lot of things that come with it. I have the full list of what's about to happen when he declares a national emergency. He gets special powers and privileges that allow him to do things he normally would need Congress or he would need the Senate to do. But because he's declared a national emergency, things are moving very quickly. Not only that, guys, we have 200 plus executive orders that he is ready, that have been drafted. He's already went over them with his team that are ready to be signed. We have a list of the top generalized summary of the entire executive orders on top of what is going to happen with his national emergency and the new powers that he gets. All right. On top of that, sorry guys, I'm super excited. This is a big day. I'm going to get this news to you. On top of that, Biden has pardoned his entire family. We have the documents of what he has signed. He has pardoned Anthony Fauci, Mark Milley, Liz Cheney, the entire January 6th committee. Trump has a lot to say about this, and he said this is not the end, whatever that means. Chip Roy has already said that they will bring people before Congress because why did they need pardons? They will have to answer to the American people. Everyone is calling Biden corrupt now for doing all these 11th hour pardons. The infamous CBP One app, which is officially shut down. No more immigrants can use this app to schedule a time to meet at the border to get into the United States. Trump is now sending the National Guard to the border to secure it and close it down indefinitely until we can get things back on track. We also have a list of cities that Trump is sending ICE deportation units to this week so that you can know what you're about to see. We also have where Trump is reinstating all service members who were expelled. This is one of his first things, top priority. All service members who were expelled from the military for not taking the COVID shot with back pay. Alrighty, guys, this is big news. We're about to get into this. I want to say thank you to everybody that is watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Let me take care of you every day with the top news. And thank you to everybody that gives is a member and that gives a super chat donation. Tammy Fields, Elaine Golden, Elaine Demeen. Y'all show them some love in the chat, everybody. And if you don't mind, click the thumbs up like button. It really does help the channel out so much to help us grow. Trump hooligan, let's go. First timer with the super chat. Said God bless America and God protect Trump. Y'all show Trump hooligan some love in the chat. And guys, if you want to be a member of the channel, the link is in the description to join. And we're going to go over right now what is the list for what Trump is about to do with his national emergency. All right. So number one, he's declared the national emergency, but not that. With declaring a national emergency, he now can declare a national border emergency. Number two, let me go ahead and just show you the list, guys. Number two, direct the U.S. military to work with the Department of Homeland Security to fully secure the southern border. That's number two. Remember, he can do this because he has declared a national emergency. Number three, establish a national priority to eliminate all criminal cartels operating on U.S. soil. What does that mean? So whenever you declare a national priority, they basically can now allocate extra funds and allocate police units, SWAT teams. They can allocate the FBI, CIA agents to go in and start where they know there's these cartels, go and eliminate them. He's going to designate cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. I agree. Reinstate, remain in Mexico. End catch and release. Direct the military to construct new areas of border wall. Reestablish American dominance through energy policy. What does that mean? Well, he now can, when he says that, they now can fast track a lot of bills that they have in place, a lot of amendments to go through and allow for Trump to, remember how Biden said that he was going to, he banned all this offshore drilling? Well, by reestablishing American dominance through energy policy, he can unban it. That's a big one. Right now, guys, we're going through all the list of the executive orders of what he's about to do now that he's declared a national emergency. Virginia Friday, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. He said, I love our great president. May God protect him. Amen. All right, next thing. E-policies will be out. Liquid natural gas imports, fracking pipelines, and permitting and more. End all DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion programs across the federal government. Establish biological sex definitions, and he will rename historical places like the Gulf of America. Whoa. Sign specific presidential memorandum to ensure that costs for American taxpayers are lowered. Love it. Trump will roll back a number of Biden-era policies, end the Green New Deal, end the electric vehicle mandate, because remember, Biden stated, if you didn't know this, Biden put it that the federal government by 2030, so what, 5 years, I'm looking at the clock, five years from now, every single vehicle that is operated by the federal government has to be electric. He's ending the mandate with that. Withdraw from the Paris Climate Accords, save TikTok, undoing the ban. He's already given it a 90-day extension, and a lot more, guys. So these are the top ones that Trump has stated that he wants to get done. There's also some other stuff too, guys, because remember, with everything that's happening, with the pardons, with where he's at the, I can't remember what it's called, the One Arena or something like that. He's about to officially sign all these documents we just told you as we just went over the list. Now, I want you to hear about what's actually happening behind the scenes, because guess what? Our boy Dan Bongino is on site. Check this out.
First, let's debunk some serious. Listen to me. I don't know why ultimately, and I hate to tell you I don't know, but I can't tell you dispositively why the inaugural festivities were moved from a traditional outdoor Capitol Hill event indoors. There has been a ton of speculation you were well aware of. Is it security reasons? Is it the weather? You know, it is cold. It's pretty damn cold down here, especially for me, a Floridian. Is it a combination of both? Now, to be fair, the Trump team is saying it's absolutely not security related, but this, I can tell you, this theory is absolute, because I'm down here and the city is packed full of Trump people. Throw up that tweet by Murphy, if you would, Michael. So here's Chris Murphy from Connecticut, obviously a hack, loser, Democrat. Trump canceled the outdoor inauguration because the mall was going to be empty and embarrassing. All he cares about are the tech bros and the ruling billionaires, so it's better they're the only ones in the room anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael, you're down here, correct? I'm not crazy. Seriously, folks, there's probably, 100,000 people down here who, I don't know what they're talking about, that the mall was going to be empty. I mean, I'm not the greatest judge of crowd size. I'm not going to get into that game. I'm just telling you, you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting someone with a MAGA hat down here. And by the way, they're not even in just one spot. I'm over down by the Marriott over there. It's packed over there, too. We barely got out of the car. So I don't know what they're talking about or what city they're in. Oh, look, Mike Pence, I'm sure that's going to go over well. He's there, too. I guess they made him. And can you dip into that? There we go. There's Mike Pence, folks, walking up on things. We'll be dipping in and out of, so no more. You don't need to tune in anywhere. I'm not sure how well that's going to go over. Maybe they, gave each other a fist pound, but whatevs. The city's packed. Michael, do you agree? You can't go anywhere. There is no crowd problems at all. Chris Murphy is making that up. And maybe because Chris Murphy and other Democrats have decided that instead of deal with Donald Trump, they're going to basically Maybe that's why this New York Post article is so relevant right now, that the Democrat Party is now at a historic level of unpopularity. The left is now more unpopular worldwide than any time since the Cold War. Yes, we have done our homework. We have exposed these people for lying frauds. What have I told you for the last 10 years doing the podcast? The left is full of... Nothing they tell you is true on any issue of substance ever. Nothing. It's not 1 out of 100 things are true, 10% are true, 25% are true. Nothing is true. This is what they do. They lie to you all the time. Chris Murphy is making this up. I don't care about crowd size or getting into these arguments. They're just going to distract us from the mission. I'm just telling you I'm down here, and it's... And this is why you are seeing we have a unique opportunity here. We have folks in the chat. How many years do we have to get something done? Don't tell me 4.
2 years.
We do not. We have 2. The president's term is not 4 years. It's 2 two-year terms. Dan, it's the same thing. Yes, mathematically, it's not the same thing politically. We have the midterms coming up. What does that have to do with this? The Democrats are in absolute disarray right now. I've got some video for you coming up. They're all turning on each other. My cannibalism theory, the Dan Bongino cannibalism theory, where the left will start eating each other alive if you just give them time. Folks, chalk it up for the dub. I'm right again, because we're always right on the Dan Bongino Show. That's why we're the #1 live stream in the MAGAverse anywhere by a long shot, because we never both, and we never will. They are eating themselves alive right now. They don't know what to do. Trump kicked their... They can't get their sea legs. Their knees are wobbly. We have 2 years to make Freedom Day last and to really leave an lasting impact. I hope the next 2 after that are great too, but I work in 2-year, not 4-year cycles. Here's my cannibalism theory in full effect. Politico, otherwise known as... Here's Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra. Alexandra Pelosi blasts First Lady Jill Biden. So these two are now in a WWE Royal Rumble type event where the Pelosi's and the Obamas and the Clintons hate the Bidens, and the outgoing Biden team finds themselves increasingly isolated. Even Mayorkas is starting to turn on him. Politico, Lady McBiden. What does that mean? So they note fueling the anger is Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, famed neurosurgeon. And now public nursing of a grudge toward Pelosi for pushing the president to withdraw from last year's campaign. Pelosi says, this is the daughter, if I was Lady McBiden, I'd put on my big girl pants, play the long game, and think about my husband's legacy. There aren't many people left who have something nice to say about Joe Biden. Wow. And Nancy Pelosi is one of them. The younger Pelosi made clear she was always talking about herself. She was only speaking for herself. Sure, Alexandra. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton arriving now. Are there any stains on that suit? Did Bill Clinton just exit a bathroom? I'm just curious. Folks, I'm just asking questions. My job. I mean, was there a cigar lounge somewhere in the Capitol? Hillary, of course, looks ecstatic to be there. Look at her face with the face. Great. I lost again to Donald Trump. This is fantastic. So this is, we're getting right now, getting together the Capitol Hills.
Guys, oh my goodness, there is so much going on. I've got to show you. I want to make sure that you get to see, if you haven't seen it already, the actual moment that Trump was sworn in. Just a moment, but I want to say real quick, thank you so much, Andy, for the super chat. Let's go. He said, yeah, right, Nancy Pelosi, she destroyed all these information before Donald Trump took the office. She got away with it just like the Clinton family. Hopefully not, guys, but I want you to see this, because this right here, if you haven't seen it officially, is one of the most historic moments for Trump. To be sworn in again after everybody said in 2021 his political career was over. Check this out.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
And look, I don't know if you saw it, but in the background, look, you have Clinton. Look at Clinton's face on the right. Harris, Biden with the frown. Dougie over there. Guys, historic. Look, Tim Cook's back here on the left behind Barron. Dang, Barron's tall. But this is huge historic date. And I want you to also see, because to me, this is super important, to actually see Trump signing the documents that makes him the official president, because you have to be sworn in, then you sign your name as accepting the role of officially on paper as president. Thank you so much, Lay Lewis, for the super chat. Let's go. So I absolutely love being a part of this historical event. Amen to that. Y'all show Lay and Andy some love in the chat. All right, watch this. We're gonna watch just a moment of it, but this is the actual document.
Okay.
This is historic, everybody. Super historic. I don't know about y'all. I just don't get Melania's getup, her whole outfit. To me, why didn't she show herself? Like, what the heck's going on? Or was it to kind of like close in so everybody focuses on Trump? Let me know your thoughts.
Okay. The next one will be, excuse me. The next one will be 47 sub-cabinet level appointments, sir.
Wow.
To sign 42nd time.
All right, we'll watch one more. Let's go. Hey, I want one of the markers. They look pretty cool. I want to sign my name on some. Alrighty, guys, so I want to show you some of the biggest things that are happening right now. So Trump right now has already said, look, he's going to announce in just a moment the end of birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. So there's a lot of people, they get over the border, they have the baby, the mom is illegal, but then because she had the baby on American soil, that now makes the child a citizen. Trump is ending this. But I want to be clear on this. If you are in the country legally and you are an immigrant, meaning you didn't come over illegally, you have your visa, you have your green card or something, and you have a baby in the United States, and you are here legally, you still get to be, that child gets to be a citizen. It's just for those that are illegal coming over the border and are still illegal, and then they have a baby. He's ending that, so that's going to be gone. The other thing that's going to be gone, that's already in, guys, I just got to show you this. Remember this post. Joe Biden, no one is above the law. Yeah, right. He just pardoned his whole family. The other thing that he has just instituted is this. Trump to reinstate any service member unjustly expelled from the military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay. We're talking about 3+ years of back pay that these service members are going to get. Because remember, if you didn't know this too, guys, this is kind of bad. Whenever they released these service members, they were dishonorably discharged in some instances, so they didn't get what they were supposed to get in terms of their pension or any pay from the military because they wouldn't accept the... Yeah, Trump is doing away with that. He's going to take care of those service members. This stuff is happening as we speak. Another thing that's happening. The following cities are confirmed to have expected ICE deportation operations starting Tuesday and continuing into the next weeks. Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Miami, Washington, D.C., Denver, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. So huge. And hey, to everybody that's watching, we got a ton of people watching, almost 2,000 people. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so I can take care of you with the top news every single day, Monday through Friday, 2 shows a day, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Also, this is the new notice for the CBP One app. Remember, illegal immigrants could download this app on their phone and schedule an appointment to be at the border and basically just walk through. We saw people who literally got on this app, put in fake names, put in a picture of like Elvis, and it processed through. But effective January 20th, it's already passed this time, the functionalities of the CBP One that previously allowed undocumented aliens to submit advanced information and schedule appointments at 8 Southwest border ports of entry is no longer available. All appointments, this is a big one, all appointments have been canceled. So even if you had a prior appointment, you're not getting in. We know now that Trump is sending, look, they have videos of Trump is now sending the patrol agents. There is vehicles going down there big time of border patrol vehicles. Look at this. Vehicle upon brand new border patrol vehicles are being sent to the border to clean house. They want to eliminate and secure the border 100%. So this is huge, guys. This is all stuff, guys. I mean, giving you this breaking news as it's happening. Also, one more thing. I just wanted to show you this because, again, too, this to me is about as crazy as it gets. So this is the January 6th committee. Everybody on this picture has been pardoned by Joe Biden, former President Joe Biden, who now we know that Trump said this is not the end. We got to make sure this is not the end. These people will be held accountable and they will answer to the American people. Why? Because of this right here. We already have Representative Chip Roy, who has come out. Chip Roy calls for Liz Cheney, Dr. Fauci, and Mark Milley to immediately testify before Congress to determine why they were pardoned. Because again, too, if you didn't do anything wrong, if you were supposedly following the law, why do you need pardons? So again, too, I want to go into one of the first speeches that Trump has already made pertaining to what he's about to do with Congress, guys. All this stuff is happening. Breaking news. I'm getting it to you as fast as I can. Check this out.
And I was going to talk about the things that Joe did today with the pardons of people that were very, very guilty of very bad crimes, like the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs, where they literally, I mean, what they did is they destroyed and deleted all of the information, all of the hearings, practically not a thing left. They deleted all the information on Nancy Pelosi having turned down the offer of 10,000 soldiers. You wouldn't have needed 10,000. You could have had 500, and it would have stopped. Because we may have had 1 million people that day, the people that were there. You don't see any photographs, but we have a lot of great photos. But you don't see those photographs. They don't put them in. They show the people at the Capitol. But I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. They said, please don't bring that up right now. You can bring it up tomorrow. I said, how about now in front of the I'll bring it up right now. You know, this little time delay is good because we're getting great reviews on the speech. Now watch. They'll take the speech and say, I didn't like it because he left there and he talked to people. But we're giving you a little more information than we gave upstairs. But no, they pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, 33 murderers, absolute murderers, the worst murderers. You know, when you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be bad because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence.
All 37.
And if you went through the crimes
37 to 40.
that were committed, you wouldn't even believe them, the level of violence, the people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed and children killed by these people. And he pardoned them for whatever reason. He spared them, and but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And, you know, who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst because a lot of times they let them out early after that. You know, they say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out for good behavior, and then they go on a rampage. You know, it's one of those little things, right? But I was going to talk about that. But I was really going to talk about the level of, you know, what's going on. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to help a guy like Milley? Why are we doing Milley? He was pardoned. What he said, terrible what he said. Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? I mean, Liz Cheney is a disaster. She's a crying lunatic and crying Adam Kinzinger. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I looked at him. I remember years ago, he was actually on my side.
Guys, if you're watching, thank you so much. But if you don't mind, if you could click the thumbs up like button, guys, it really does help the video out so much. Appreciate your support.
And then one day, you know, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they turn against you. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment, you know, where her father works, right? And, but what she did was incredible. Think of it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information that went on for almost 2 years against Trump. And the reason they did, because it was all false, like the person that said, I tried to strangle a Secret Service agent. That's one of the toughest human beings I think I've ever seen. I actually had a friend saying, please don't change that, sir. You are the coolest sucker in history. Remember, she said, I put my hands around his neck because he wouldn't go to the Capitol. Made up fiction. And I was rebuffed. And the guy on the right is a massive weightlifter, probably stronger than me. Do you think he's stronger than me, honey? You know who I'm talking. Possibly stronger than me. Slightly younger than me, like, I won't say how many years because I don't want to talk about that, but a lot of years. But I had a friend that said, why are you disputing that story? That's the coolest story I've ever heard. That I would attack a karate champion, get slightly rebuffed, and then throw my arms around a guy with a neck about this big. Even though there are bars, you know, there are bars, you can't really do that anyway. So I wanted to talk about that. But all of that stuff got deleted. And the reason it got deleted is they were all caught in lies. You know, Secret Service testified, and they said it didn't happen. Actually, the two guys were very embarrassed. They're suffering because their friends are saying, did Trump really do that to you? But they gained a whole new respect for me. But it was just make-believe stuff, and there were a lot of make-believe stories made up. So rather than suffer the wrath, like the story with Nancy Pelosi, I offered her 10,000 soldiers. She knows it. She admitted it on tape that her daughter made. She's a videographer or whatever you call her, which I'm glad she is. Oh, she can't be in good stead with Nancy. But Nancy said it was my responsibility as she's leaving the Capitol. She said it was, and it was. She's in charge of security at the Capitol. But I offered them up to 10,000 soldiers, even more. One time I said more, as many as you need. But you needed 400 or 500. If 4 or 5, you 10,000, that would be more than the number of people there by lot. But we offered her 10,000. Think of it, 10,000 soldiers. In other words, J6 wouldn't be J6. There would have been no J6. But she rebuffed them. She didn't like it. No, she didn't like it. Maybe she wanted that to happen. Ooh. But she's guilty as hell. Ooh. And now we would have to go through the process because they destroyed all evidence. They deleted everything. There's virtually nothing left. The other fake story and so many other fake stories. And many people came out on our side. And those people now, we've got to find them. There's nothing left. So that's a criminal offense. If that were a civil case, it would be a criminal offense. Ooh. If that happened civilly where you did that, it would be a criminal offense. So I decided I'm not going to make this speech complicated. I'm going to make it beautiful. I'm going to make it a unifying speech. And then when they said we have a group of people that are serious Trump fans, I said, this is the time to tell those stories. He knows.
Guys, what an insane change of events. Like, just thinking of where things are at, where things have been. I want to show you real quick, because if you haven't seen this, guys, again, what you're seeing is history. Even though it's, to us, it's bad history, this is history that Joe Biden, our former president, pardoned his entire family. This is the actual document. James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, and Francis W. Biden. So if you read it below the names, a full and unconditional pardon. What the heck happened? Like, what did they do? Look at this. This is the other pardon for Dr. Anthony S. Fauci, a full and unconditional pardon. We've never seen preemptive pardons ever in the history of America. So we have to ask ourselves, what's going to happen? Why did they get these pardons? Because if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you need a pardon? So again, I want to show you, this is where now we have Chip Roy, who's been the first one to come out and said, for Liz Cheney, Dr. Fauci, Mark Milley to be immediately testified before Congress to determine why they were pardoned. Why do you need a pardon if you didn't do anything wrong? Because we know that there was a cover-up. We know that they tampered with evidence. We know that somehow there was some malicious, deceptive things that happened that they need to be held accountable for. But what I want you to see, guys, is, again, Trump's day one, first day in office. This is now coming from our good friends over at Fox of what is expected to happen on Trump's first day. So check this out. The Trump's what? One moment, everybody. One moment. Nope, it's not working. Okay, it's okay, guys. I got you over here. I want to make sure, too, also, let me go ahead and show you this while I work on that other stuff of what is about to happen at the arena. This is huge. What you're about to see, this is where we're going to visually see Trump sign everything. Check this out.
We want to move away from the Capitol for a moment and bring in our correspondent, Bill Melugin, who's at the Capitol Arena, where the events will get underway a bit later today. And you got some news and more, Bill. What's happening? Good morning to you.
Bill, good morning to you as well. The crowd's starting to fill in here at Capital One Arena, where we expect upwards of 20,000 people to be on hand here later today when President Trump arrives. And I'm told by a Trump administration official that when Trump gets here, he will be signing a handful of executive orders at this arena in front of this crowd. Take a look right over my shoulder here. You'll see they got a little desk set up for him on stage here to sign those orders. You can imagine how crazy this crowd is going to go when he makes some of those announcements. What's he going to talk about? I'm told by Trump administration officials 10 of his executive orders today will be border related, one of which very significant. He's going to announce a federal deployment of U.S. troops to the southern border under U.S. Northern Command. As for what we're expecting today, President Trump won't get here until later this afternoon. There is a massive line of people waiting to get in here. It snakes as far as the eye can see down multiple city blocks. We don't know how they're deciding who they're going to let in. It seems like it's kind of a first come, first served basis. But remember, the inauguration initially supposed to be outdoors. They were expecting a couple 100,000 people. They moved it indoors due to the cold weather. The parade is going to be in here at Capital One Arena, where there's only about 20,000 seats to fill, 20,000 capacity here. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of disappointed people who unfortunately won't be able to get in here. But this feels like it's going to be a Trump rally on steroids, guys. They got the Jumbotron on behind us. Every single time they show Trump on the screen, the crowd that's filling in here, they go absolutely crazy. They went haywire when you guys just showed the shot a few moments ago of Trump and Biden standing next to each other. But we're going to be waiting here. Trump won't be here till this afternoon, but you can expect it's going to be electric. There's going to be a big vibe in here with his supporters when he sits down at that desk and starts signing orders, reversing Biden policies, and securing the southern border, which was one of his biggest campaign promises. We'll send it back to you.
Bill, my schedule says 3:30 parade begins. Is that what you know?
We're hearing around that, 3 to 4 p.m. range,
okay.
But that's assuming everything's running on time. But yeah, starting to fill in here. It's going to be packed by this afternoon. Yep.
Cool. Back to you shortly. Thank you, Bill. Bill Melugin across town here.
I'm still
Guys,
juicy.
let me tell you this. The amount of... This is... I get it, guys. I get it. What I'm about to show you, this is where they're calling the special privileges to the so-called oligarch. Check this out. When you look at who is standing here, Jeff Bezos, second richest man in the world, and his fiance, can't remember her name. I feel like she should have probably put on some more clothes for the occasion, but I got something else to show you that kind of is on the same level. No spouses, no congressional spouses were allowed in the rotunda for the ceremony of the swearing in of President Trump today. But different set of rules for the oligarchs. Let me tell you, let me know your thoughts, because to me, again, it's inappropriate what she's wearing, but it's also, too, if the congressional leaders couldn't have their spouses, he shouldn't have been able to have her in there, because, again, too, he's the CEO or the founder of, he just, you know, let me know your thoughts. Anthony Bailey, welcome to the family. Let's go. Y'all show Anthony some love in the chat. If you want to be a member of the channel, you can click the link in the description and be a member of the TrueLife News fam. Well, guess who else was kind of a little chillax today? And I couldn't believe this. I like the guy, but I think the unprofessionalism is at the next level. Let's look at this video. Fetterman in the hearing today in a Carhartt hoodie and some shorts for one of the most sacred events, one of the most important historical events ever, and homeboy is wearing some shorts and a Carhartt hoodie. To me, there should have been a dress policy. Like, come on, guys. You're better than that. You can be more professional than that. Quit trying to get the focus on you. It's not about you. It's about Trump. What I want to show you, too, is a lot of people are really coming after Biden, and they're saying, look, this needs to be investigated. Exclusive Peter Schweizer slams Biden family pardons. We have never had such a self-serving and corrupt president. Why? Well, guys, I just showed you. He pardoned everybody. And I want to show you the actual news piece because, again, too, like this to me does not feel right. Listen to this.
Buckle up for this. It's a Fox News alert. President Biden, this just came across, just issues new pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci. You could call these preemptive pardons. Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired four-star general Mark Milley. This just happened moments ago. It also includes the members of Congress and staff who served on the Select Committee and the U.S. Capitol, and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified before the Select Committee. This as Trump prepares to take the oath of office in just a few hours.
Would that include Liz Cheney?
So
what a mess.
No, it doesn't. I guess, yeah.
Committee?
Yeah, Select Committee.
The whole select.
But what does it say? Mark Milley, who is chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under both Biden and Trump, you know that 100%. What he's done in the past. You know that he was calling China, trying to putting down President Trump.
I mean, what are they afraid that Pete Hegseth is going to see when he goes to the Defense Department and look at the files and data? There's been no talk of going after Anthony Fauci.
Well, Rand Paul is.
There may have been some senators, but the president himself has not said he wants to prosecute
and here's
Anthony Fauci.
Absolutely right. And here's the thing. You pardon somebody who's been convicted.
Right.
They haven't been
There's a
convicted.
confession.
They haven't been charged. Right. This is crazy. It will be interesting to read the exact language, and because it just broke, we haven't seen it yet. But remember when Hunter Biden was pardoned by his father, the language was extraordinary because it essentially... We know some things happened during certain time periods, but this was a 10-year window. Anything he did during those 10 years was essentially it was a get out of jail free card. So it'll be interesting to see the language, the parameters of what time we're talking about, and what it talks about. What he has pardoned them from.
His brother wasn't on that list.
Incredible.
He has 4.5 hours to pardon his brother.
Not yet.
I know that's going to get done. Yeah. Absolutely. By the way, the 51 intel agents who said that laptop was fake, I believe one of the executive orders is going to rescind their security clearance.
Security clearance away. But it's just so interesting to me that this is occurring right now. I mean, what is
Has
he,
that ever happened?
4 hours away
But how
from
is
the
it-
presidency?
but Lawrence,
you see Maria
has it ever
Warren
happened?
landing right behind us.
Security.
Has it ever happened before that a preemptive pardon was pushed? A
Yeah.
preemptive pardon. Just in case I do something or you find something,
Right.
you can't do that.
We're getting...
Guys, that is about as corrupt as it can get. I want to show you some breaking news of what is happening at the border. Guys, I'm telling you, I will take care of you with the breaking news. Look at this. Just reported El Paso, Texas port of entry shut down post-Trump inauguration. Look at this, guys. This is, he wasn't lying. He's sending the National Guard down there. Let me take the audio off so you can see this. He's sending the National Guard down there. Police are posted up. Nobody is coming through. Nobody is going to be able to even apply at any time. Right now, they said for an indefinite period of time to try to come into the United States. Complete shutdown. Nobody's getting in. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. We got 2,300 people watching. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. Help us out. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so I can take care of you every day with the top news, guys. I'm telling you, I will make sure that you are always informed Monday through Friday, 2 shows a day, and 1 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. I want to show you this too as well. They have officially, this is as historic as it could ever be. Over 4 years ago, they shut down Donald Trump's Twitter account. Today, he is reinstated as POTUS, the 45th and 47th president. It was previously called Twitter. Now it's called X on X.com. Like, this is phenomenal, guys. And we're going to be getting a lot of news from this. We're going to be getting a lot of Trump's. Remember, homeboy likes to tweet and post. Not tweet anymore. He likes to post. So I want to show you some other things that are happening, guys, because the breaking news is here like never before. And I just want to make sure that you're fully informed. So check this out. Trump is signing an executive order. One of the executive orders Trump will sign from the leading report, an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech. A lot of people say, well, we didn't know that was still happening. Yes, it is still happening. Every single person that is touching in the FBI that had contacts with Facebook and all them, yes, with this will officially shut it down. Vegas introvert, let's go with the super chat. Let's go. Y'all show Vegas some love in the chat. I want to show you something else too. A Miss B with the super chat. Let's go. Y'all show Miss B some love in the chat. So I love it whenever we get to show you the actual news of the truth coming from our not so good friends, CNN. Listen to this.
Numbers for Biden seem especially low.
Yeah, they're historically, though. They're, I dare say, historically awful. What am I talking about here? Well, job approval at the end of the first term. I'm just looking amongst those who lost or didn't run for re-election. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to see which is the lowest number on your screen right now. And an average of polls, my average, Joe Biden's at 38%. He's actually lower than Donald Trump was at the end of his first term. Remember, at the end of his first term, everyone was saying Donald Trump's political career is over. Joe Biden's approval ratings even lower than Trump's was by just a point. He's lower than Jimmy Carter, who was at 44% by the end of his presidency. Not even close to George H.W. Bush, who was at 56%, saw a nice rebound. But the bottom line is this. Joe Biden came in to end the Donald Trump reign in this country, right? End Donald Trump's political career. And all that's ended up happening is Joe Biden has managed to end up at a lower approval rating at the end of his first term than any president on record, Jessica.
Wow.
And how are people reflecting on his entire presidency at this moment?
Yeah, so if you think this approval rating number is bad, take a look at this particular number. All right, a good or great president at the end of their terms. Well, Barack Obama, 52% of Americans thought he was a good or great president at the end of his presidency, 2017. Donald Trump, very much behind Barack Obama at 36%. But look at how low Joe Biden is. My goodness gracious, you can't really get lower than 25% in our polarized era, because the bottom line is there's going to be a bunch of...
Sorry, guys. I just got to laugh. Like, the enthusiasm coming from the CNN reporter, I'll be like, man, this is bad. I just love it because we want to show you the truth. And the facts always matter, guys. The numbers matter. Doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as we're getting the truth, even from CNN.
Democrats who would say that Biden was a good or great president no matter what he did. But yet it's only a quarter of the country who believes that Joe Biden was a good or great president. It is the lowest number since AP Nork started tracking this back at the end of Barack Obama's second term. Bottom line is, Joe Biden goes out a very unpopular man at the end of a 50-plus year political career.
It's so interesting. And there's so many questions too about, like, are we so more divided now than we were back in 2017? Is it Joe Biden? There's a lot there to chew on.
Yeah.
I do want you to talk us through Trump's popularity at this point.
Yeah,
so
baby.
if Joe Biden's numbers are at his lowest point, right, Donald Trump's are right near his top point. We have a little thing up here. I'm so tall, I was able to actually bump it. Look at this. Trump's record favorable rating. You know, you go back 4 years ago, he was at 38%. Look at where he is today, 47%. That is the highest favorable rating Donald Trump has ever registered in an average of polls. So what we're dealing with is something very interesting, whereby, as I was saying, Joe Biden's at his worst point. Donald Trump is actually at his best point, being with this such a high favorable rating. One other little last thing I will point out, because I want to get to the forecast a little bit, is just take a look at this. Will Trump be a good president? In January of 2017, you saw 48% for Donald Trump. Look at where we are today. A majority expect that Donald Trump will be a good president. So expectations for him are quite high. We'll see if he's able to meet those expectations, Jessica.
Yeah, and you mentioned the numbers
Guys,
for Biden
that is phenomenal. 56%. That is where Trump is at in terms of his popularity vote. Guys, I want to show you real quick. So you're clicking on the video, you're seeing declaring a national emergency. This is 100% true. Whenever they declare a national emergency, right here, the president of the United States gets special powers over spending, over the military, and over making certain laws that allow him to expedite certain things to make sure to protect the American people, protect the sovereignty of the American people. So this is huge. So with this, I want to show you the list of things that are about to happen that are the top list. We went over this in the beginning, but I know we got a lot of people new that are watching now. So now with him declaring a national emergency, he can now declare a national border emergency. What does that mean? I just showed you where they already have police posted up with the big old plastic, clear plastic, fully geared up. The National Guard is going down there. They're sending more vehicles down there to the border to completely seal it off so that nobody is coming in whatsoever, 100% cut off. That's where the national border emergency is coming from. He's going to direct the U.S. military to work with the Department of Homeland Security to fully secure the southern border. Establish a national priority to eliminate all criminal cartels operating on U.S. soil. So what does that mean? Well, he now gets to allocate more money and police, CIA, FBI, SWAT teams, everybody to now focus, even National Guard, focus on the criminal cartels where they can go in and take care of business to eliminate everything, all the cartels, the criminal cartels. Designate cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. So now that he's designated them as terrorists, now them operating in the United States, there's a higher level. Again, National Guard gets involved whenever you do this so that he can go and clean them out. Could Biden have done this? 100%. But remember, you got a president who is not stopping to make sure the American people are taken care of. Next thing, reinstate remain in Mexico. So whenever Biden got in, he stopped it and created a catch and release. So we supposedly, they come in, we give them a piece of paper, and these illegal immigrants are supposed to show up in court their court dates were put out 5 to 7 years in the future to appear at court for them coming into the country illegally. Who shows up? Nobody shows up. That's where he's ended the catch and release and reinstate the remain in Mexico, where if you're met at the southern border, you do not get to come across. You stay in Mexico, and then whenever we're ready to deal with you, we'll come and we'll let you know where you're at in Mexico. direct and the military to construct new areas of the border wall. Big one, guys. He wants the border wall up, and he wants it fast. How do you get it up and done fast? You send the military. You send the National Guard. Number one, to protect it. Number one, to help build it. Provide the resources. Provide the manpower to make sure that it gets done and gets done right. Huge, huge. Remember, he couldn't do this if he did not declare a national emergency and able to have these special powers within the National Emergency Declaration. E-policies will, I forgot one. Reestablish American dominance through energy policy. So now that he's done that, remember when Biden banned the offshore drilling? Biden banned the Keystone Pipeline building? Because of this national emergency, he gets to now reinstate those and remove those bans just like that. E-policies will be about liquid natural gas ports, fracking pipelines, permitting, and more. That's where the Keystone Pipeline, the fracking, offshore, all that comes into place. End all DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion programs across the federal government. If you didn't know, in 2023, taxpayers spent $41 million to hire DEI executives in the federal government. That goes away. Establish biological sex definitions, and he will rename historical places like the Gulf of America. So no more is it the Gulf of Mexico, it's the Gulf of America. He can do that through these executive special powers now. Sign specific presidential memorandum to ensure that costs for American taxpayers are lowered. What does that mean? He gets to actually put special cost limits. Like, remember he talked about limiting the amount of money that credit cards can charge, capping it at 10% interest rate. The average interest rate for credit cards is at 26% right now across the board. With this specific memorandum, emergency, he can now tell the executive company, these credit card companies, if you're operating in the United States and you want to continue to operate, this is what you have to do, or else you have to shut down. That's where it comes from. John Reppy, thank you so much with the super chat. Let's go. He said, God bless America and God bless President Trump and J.D. Vance. Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. Y'all show John some love in the chat. Next thing, Trump will roll back a number of Biden-era policies, end the Green New Deal, and the electric vehicle mandate. So if you didn't know about the electric vehicle mandate, Biden signed an order that by 2030, every single federal government vehicle would be electric. So they would do away with all the gas vehicles. That was going to happen by 2030. Trump has now ended that mandate. Withdraw from the Paris Climate Accords, save TikTok. He's already signed and approved a 90-day extension for an American company to buy TikTok so that way it's owned by an American company and not by the China Communist Party. And so there's a lot more that's going to be happening today. Remember, Monday through Friday, we do 2 shows a day. So we're going to be doing another show tonight showing you the rest of what is actually happening. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so I can take care of you every day with the top news. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up like button, please do so. It really does help the channel out so much. We are here to bring you the breaking news as it's happening. We're going to show you things that don't normally happen, that you don't normally see on mainstream media. We are here for you. We love and appreciate everybody that's watching. Want to give some shout outs to Trump Hooligan, Virginia Friday, Andy, Lay Lewis, Vegas Introvert, Miss B, John Reppy. Show them some love in the chat, everybody. Tonight, you're going to see me doing the Trump dance. My 3-year-old daughter is going to be joining me. We're going to be showing you all the breaking news tonight because in about a couple of hours, Trump is going to be signing over 200 executive orders. We're going to bring you the full list so that you can see everything. So remember, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's grow the True Life News family. I love you, and we'll see you in the next one.